Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bernadette L. Harris, a business strategist, finance coach, and the host of the CEO Wellness Retreat. And after 23 years in business, I've seen a full spectrum of what success and stress looks like. I created this series to help you shift from surviving in your business to leading with intention and peace. So today we are going to talk about a powerful truth: clarity. And this isn't a bonus. Clarity is a business growth strategy, and without it, you will keep spinning your wheels. So, I like to share a personal story because there was a time in my life when I was juggling all the things, right? So, I was taking care of people, taking care of my clients, taking care of my family, taking care of my friends, working, volunteering, all of these different things. I was juggling so much. Um, and I personally felt like I was being productive, and I guess I kind of was, but there was a whole lot of noise going on, and I wasn't really able to see clearly, right? And so until I actually stepped away from all of the demands, and I'm not talking about a vacation, but I actually was intentional about taking time to get clear on what it is that I need to do. I wasn't able to move past this. But that clarity has helped me to make some really tough decisions, right? So for me, that clarity happens every single day. And I don't know, it's not always an hour, but I call it my quiet time. In the morning, as soon as I wake up and I'm focused and thinking and all of those things, right? I take some time to just be, right? To be with myself, to think about what I want to accomplish, the impact that I want to make, whatever the things are. It could be the big picture as far as my impact, which is something that I think about all the time. But it's also the little picture stuff, like what are the things that I'm going to get done today? What are the three things, the five things, or whatever, usually no more than five things that I'm going to get done today. And then I also visualize myself. So if I'm having coaching calls or discovery calls that day, then I visualize myself um, giving people information that gives them breakthroughs or whatever the case may be. But because I actually slow down to actually do this, it allows me to be able to grow in my business and personally, right? So I want to share three key takeaways with you today that will help you get clarity, as also in understanding clarity is a business growth strategy. So clarity, it doesn't come from us doing more. Um, you definitely will not solve the overwhelm problem by doing more, by adding more to your plate. But clarity comes when you are still, when you get really still and you are not buried in the day-to-days, right? You need altitude, right? You need to be up and away from everything in order to see it clearly. And this is something that will help you to get clarity. Right? So clarity, it creates confidence. When you know what matters, you stop second guessing yourself and you show up bolder and more confident in your communication, right? It's more powerful and it's easy to say no, right? When you are clear. So, see, for me, when I have clarity, I am very clear that I'm going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And so, when someone asks me, can you do this? And it doesn't fit into what I've designed for myself in my life, then I'm very it is easy for me to be able to say no. And I think that it's really important for us to understand as business owners that when we say no to the wrong things, we make space for the right things. And conversely, if we're saying yes to the wrong things, when the right things come, we don't have space for them. So it's really important that when you get this clarity, that you're moving with that clarity and you have that confidence. Now, every CEO, I believe, needs a clarity ritual. And this is that intentional time that you use to reflect, whatever it may be. I don't know if it's, for me, it's daily, right? So I'm very intentional about my clarity ritual, and it's something that I have to do daily. I honestly do it twice a day. So before I go to bed and before I actually go to sleep, I lay down. And I think if you remember last week, I talked about how I rest my body 10 hours a day. And so a part of that rest is coming down off of the day, right? Shutting my brain down. Like, you know how we shut our computers down and we shut our tablets and phones down. Then I am, a part of my clarity routine or my ritual is shutting my brain down. Sometimes I'm not as successful about it. And I know when I'm not successful because then I dream about stuff that I did that day. And so my ritual is in the evenings, I'm shutting myself down, getting really, celebrating the things that I did well today, even looking at the things that I didn't do well and how can I be better the next time. And then in the morning, I have that same time, that quiet time with myself where I'm visualizing my day. If I actually have appointments on my calendar, then I visualize those appointments going really well and making breakthroughs with my clients. If I have discovery calls, then I can visualize myself closing the sale. Whatever that is, right? That is a part of my clarity ritual. And I think that every CEO needs to have that. Maybe yours isn't daily, but it might be something that you do on a quarterly basis, or maybe just journaling. And at the end of the day or the beginning of the day may help you. Attending our wellness retreat is also a way that you can have that clarity routine where, again, it makes space for you to get aligned or realign with your visions and your values. And that is very important. And so I'm going to leave you with a couple of prompts. And I want you to think through these prompts and feel free to type your answers or your reflections in the comments. What areas of your business do you feel unclear about right now? Like, what area of your business is it that you feel like you really need to focus or hone in on, right? Because then the answer to this question may help you to figure out what are some of the things that you need to be doing in this clarity routine. When was the last time you made space to think? And so, is it something that you do regularly? Is it something that you do again when the need arises? Kind of like when we talked about last week when we talked about burnout. Is this something that you do once you're burnt out and you're at your wits' end and now you want to sit down and get clear on things, or is it a part of your regular routines? And the last question that I want you to sit with is, what one decision you've been delaying that could use a little more clarity? What is that one decision that you've been laying that could use some more clarity? So think about those things, and again, share in the comments if these are how this helped you, if this resonated with you. And so the last thing that I want to do as we wrap up for the day is welcome you to the CEO Wellness Retreat, which was designed to give you the clarity space away from the noise, the demands, and distractions here in Merida, where we can pull out the weeds so that you can realign with what's most important and move with purpose. So check out the retreat details on our website at ceowellnessretreat.com. And I will see you next week.